wasn't going to record my walk today because I tried several times this morning, but look at this. This walk leads me straight downhill. I mean, straight down. It is a straight, steep decline. And I've already walked a good distance, and right now I'm heading toward the home front, but it's July 20th, 2026. And I started off almost an hour earlier. But look at this, so I have to carefully walk. I gotta be careful with my steps. See? I tried partially different paths today, but today is about asking God to order your steps. So as He orders, to help me watch my steps. Me and my shadow enjoying our walk this morning, but we're close to the home front, and it's almost over. So the walk is complete, and I like that. Getting up early. I beat the trucks and the buses, but there were lots of walkers this morning. And so that was interesting. Not lots, but there were walkers. And then I noticed when I got to the end of one of the streets, they were going over to the middle school. There's a track. So people were going over there by the track. So that was interesting. So I got to manipulate my phone a little bit different today because it's heading in the opposite direction from what I wanted to head. Hi. So sometimes I just like to sit and gab. Just give me a minute here, because I can't pause like I want to because the camera is turned the opposite direction. So give me a minute. Okay. I can't reach back and pause either. So anyway, garage behind me. That's my task for a while, is to clean out my garage, and the garbage bin is full, so when that empties, I gotta fill it back up. So anyway, sometimes I just talk, but sometimes I like to still take my experiences and talk about it and see what I learned from it. So I remember being distraught because I wasn't who I was, and I wanted healing. I wanted immediate healing, as a matter of fact. But I wanted to make sure that God would promise me that He would heal me. And just a minute, it's loud vehicle time, and I gotta patiently wait till they come back. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that God's divinity was involved. And what came across me was Genesis 32:22 through 32, when Jacob wrestled with the angel. And he said, they even refer to that he wrestled with God. And I kept thinking how they wrestled all night long. And Jacob said, I'm not going to turn you loose until you bless me. And that's where I was with God, is like, I am going to keep coming to you. I am going to wrestle with you until you heal me. I need you to bless me and bless me. And I kept getting better. But I had to ask myself, at what point do I get to, especially when it kind of levels out, the healing, what point do I come to stop wrestling and to the point of acceptance, saying, as the doctors, the earthly people here, who don't have the divine powers, they know about divine power, but they really don't have it. And they only can speak from what knowledge they are giving here on this earth. We're saying it's your new normal. Basically saying, you know, you have to accept this, you've got to adapt to this, to your new normal. So what point do I accept everything as a new normal? Well, I don't know. The answer is I do not know. But I do know this one thing: if I still have the strength to wrestle with this being, as long as I have the strength, I'm going to wrestle with this being for restoration, full restoration. Now the healing is done, but I just need to restoring. Meaning, there's a difference. Everything is healed. There's nothing wrong with anything, and as far as physically, there is nothing wrong with my eyes, and as they say, my eyeball. But yet, my vision still has a blurriness. Well, I wouldn't say blurry. I would say out of focus, and I'll pause every time a truck go by because they're just loud and annoying, and I just have to, like I said, the camera turned the wrong way, but so I have to keep turning the camera around, press pause, go back, press play. But Eddie, at what point do you say this is all he's going to give you, and accept it, adapt to it, and let's go on to the next phase of your life? Well, for some reason, I haven't stopped wrestling. And my prayer today is to send me a sign that this is it. Or, nah, okay, you keep wrestling. I dare you. Come on, go for it. You want to wrestle with me? Come wrestle, okay? It's a sign that tells me to keep wrestling. It's coming. Don't turn loose and lose your blessing. So right now, I'm at the point, as of this moment, I'm wrestling. I'm holding on. I'm not going to turn loose because my blessing is so close. I mean, it is so near. I remember little stuff like I would see gray when I was out. Just around me, my world was gray. It was no sunshine, and so I see sunshine. I remember saying, God, oh please, just one day, just turn the light on. You know, which I meant light up the sky. So when I look around, I could see the sun because I wasn't seeing the bright sun, and they didn't notice. All of a sudden, one day I noticed I see light. Guess what? I can walk in a building now, and I can see faces. Are they clear all the time? No, because I said sometimes it's out of focus until I get up on them or whatever. There was time I almost burst into tears because I couldn't see my grandkids' faces. And now I can see faces, but I've moved up and up and up. And I'm gradually, I even asked God, I said, if you could just open my eyes a little bit at a time until it's so open I didn't even realize it was open. And he has done that, where the vision has slowly opened up. And maybe it's just the journey of that is not over. So I'm going to keep on wrestling. I choose to keep wrestling. I choose to wrestle and tire this being out until it blesses me. Hold on. Get your blessing. So I'm going to end the video today. I did go ahead and get my coffee. And I don't want to sound like pastors who say, I'm about to end this right now, and they go for 10, 15 minutes. But I'm about to end this. I did get my coffee. It's hot coffee today. Very hot. I ended up doing hot coffee, and I put it in that Maverick tumbler I bought because it's just a little tumbler, and but it holds more than that. And I put that in there yesterday, and I didn't think the coffee tastes good. First of all, I was tasting some different flavor coffee, and so I have it in that mug because I like drinking out of that mug better. And it's okay this morning. Something missing. I think because I use that weird generic stevia, and that's why it tastes a little weird, but it's not that bad. And so, yeah, that's I'm off topic because that's what I do. I go off topic, I ramble on and on. So maybe it's just not the ending. Last was today, Monday, yes, Saturday. We went to a community event. My daughter and my granddaughter. It was beautiful, but there was certain things that came about, and it brings me to the point of asking God to order our steps. So we just get up, routinely do stuff. So we got up. She came and got me. First thing happened was we get all the way down to a convenience store, because that's what we do. When we have somewhere to go, we either stop at Dutch Brothers or a convenience store. We get coffee, get a little snack. It's just kind of like that thing to make you kind of give some a little happy spirits, right? And so got the Maverick. I realized, oh my gosh, you didn't bring your tumbler. And if you put water in this or drink in it, it's not going to stay cold. The ice is going to melt right away because it's super hot. It's about 9 in the morning, but it's super hot. And so I get to the Maverick store, and I said, well, I'm just going to have to invest in a tumbler. Now, these tumblers run about $35 and up. So I pick up a big one. He told me it was $40. I put it back down. And so I had to get the small one, right? And so I go get the small one. I fill it up with some iced tea, get a little snack, get in the car, to discover you can't put a straw in the tumbler. It's more like for coffee, like you have to drink like that. Or if you do a straw, you really have to have, and I didn't even try the straw that comes, at the convenience store. It can't be like a tumbler straw. So that was one thing. Then I also forgot the new phone that came in for my granddaughter. She said that was fine. I was so happy that she was such a good sport about that. She'll take care of that business when we get ready to leave. Great time. Wonderful event. It was just a community connecting event, and they were passing out, people signing up for free trees for their yard. Well, as y'all can see, does it look like I need a tree? Well, I'm sorry, I guess I was pointing at me. Does it look like I need trees? No, so I wasn't coming there for the tree. But they had tickets. We can get a hamburger. It was a Black-owned business called Hamburgers to Go. And so they gave anybody who came to the park tickets so that they could have a free hamburger, fries, and a drink. And because that community organization was paying for it. And so it happened. So an ex-student of mine who was also ended up being a teacher came out because she lived close to the park and she smelled some food. And so she came wandering over like, what's going on? I said, girl, go over to that table and get a ticket and go get you some food. And she was like, how much it costs? I said, no, it's free. Go do that. So we ended up talking. And then another student who also went to one of my students, she was part of this organization. I was so proud of her. So it's quite a few Sierra representation, including my daughter, and there's another lady who worked there, just retired. Her son went to Sierra, so we were all out there. And so the one lady, we were just talking the whole time. It was a wonderful conversation, and it was just a great event. And my daughter came up to me and said, "You ready to go?" I said, "Yes." Beautiful start, routine. So we go, we get in a car won't start. So one of the ladies who was part of the event, her husband came over, and he said, I have cables, I guess. And he came over, and it wouldn't start. The light would turn on, then it would just cut, everything would power. Matter of fact, she had a little power. He put that on, the power went out. And he said, oh, no, you fried my cables. I thought something like in his car got fried. Now we're going to get sued. She's going to get sued because I ain't do it. And but he was talking about his jumper cables got fried. He looked annoyed and irritated, and so he left. And then this other man came by, and she explained to what happened to the first man, and so he just took his portable cable thing, and it did a little bit better. Then so he said, let me go get my car. So he went and got his car, and they tried several times, and then all of a sudden the car started. My first reaction always is to have anxiety or to panic. And I just sat there still, just as calm and said, Lord, I know you're going to work this out. It's not, it's not for me to work out. You're going to work out. So we decide she's going to take it to the dealership. And I was going to go with her, but I had a second thought. No, take me home in case I have to come get you because they keep the car. So she said, okay. So she attempts to go home with me. And there's all these detours because they're doing so much construction, and they changed the route. They kind of like, okay, now the left lane is closed instead of right because the right had been closed all along. So they changed the way to get to where I live. So we get to the street that leads to where I live. There's police cars everywhere. We don't know what happened. Was there an accident? Something happened, but it's totally blocked off. So she has to get out of there because it's kind of like we're kind of stuck. So you got to turn into this church parking lot, everything, go a long way around. And she finally gets me home, and she goes to the car dealership, and they're saying they think it's the battery, but they couldn't look at it Saturday. But what I'm trying to say is we have to ask God to order our steps, because we assume that when we get up, everything's going to work out the way we have planned it in our heads. That I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go do that, and I'm going to go do this and that and that. No way we woke up that morning, saying, well, there's going to be car trouble, and we're going to be delayed. We're going to have some delays and everything like that. In our mind, everything's just going to be perfect, and we're going to come back home. But did you even stop to pray to even ask that? We didn't. No, we didn't. I assume we didn't. I didn't. I assume she didn't. But even if we did, I think just inviting him, in, he may have prepared us. But I'm just saying. But in that prayer, there's the awareness. There is an awareness that something, it may not be picture perfect coming back, but just that awareness that just sets us up. And for some reason, God, and I may have asked, I don't remember, set my soul and my spirit to be calm because things didn't work as I thought it would be. And even with me, getting up this morning, going for a walk, thinking, oh, the walk is just going to be this typical walk. Thank God it was. Sitting here, this is just going to be a typical day, but it isn't because I got to go somewhere. And I normally don't have to go somewhere in the evening. So my thing is, Lord, order my step in your way, lead me, guide me every day. Send your anointing. Father, I pray, order my steps in your word. And you know what? It kind of lets you also accept the fact that it is his will and this is his way. He's going to work it out. Bye, y'all. Have a good one.